Welcome to the Loving Yourself podcast with emotional intelligence and self care life coach, Pastor Tammy Wilson. The goal of this podcast is to empower you to be the very best you that you can be. We will talk about self care, setting boundaries, emotional intelligence, and much, much more. Join us now for a broadcast already in progress.
Hello, I am Pastor Tammy Wilson, and I want to welcome you to the Loving Yourself podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. Last week we talked about setting boundaries, so we're going to kind of stay in that phase for just a little while because setting healthy boundaries are really, really important. Understand that is very important. So let me just tell you what a boundary is. A boundary is a limit or line in the sand between you and another person. It is a clear position or stance that you take that you would like to be honored. The purpose of setting a boundary or a healthy boundary is to teach others how to treat you. I like that. To teach others how to treat you and to define or redefine how you would want to be treated. To define or redefine. Many times we have to establish boundaries, know what you want, know what you don't want, know how to express those things so that other people will understand what is okay for you and what's not okay for you. Setting boundaries is sometimes difficult, especially starting when you're in a friendship, you're in a relationship, you go to a new business, a job, or a new church or ministry. It's very hard sometimes and difficult to set boundaries because you don't want people to think that you're trying to be funny or that you're trying to, be too much. But I understand that. And I really found out from my husband because my husband is an introvert. I'm not. I'm an extrovert. So I love being around people. It doesn't matter how long, unless I'm really tired or drained. But because he's an introvert, I watched him set boundaries, and once he set those boundaries, people understood, okay, he's an introvert, his people meter is almost up. So, we're going to give him his time, we're going to give him his space. When we first got married almost 11 years ago, I didn't really understand that. My family didn't really understand that. But now everybody understands it. He set those boundaries when he needs his time and his space. If we're having a big family function, he may go to the car and read a book. But, before they would ask me, what's wrong with him? Is he okay? Is he all right? Did we do something? No, he's just an introvert, and that's just the way he is. He needs a break. So once he set those boundaries and people understood, it was okay. There was no hard feelings, no love lost. Life just went on. So you have to learn how to, to really set those boundaries and remember that setting boundaries is a safe place for you. You have to learn how to set it and to be very clear. Many times we set boundaries and we say stuff vaguely and we're not clear. So then people don't really take us serious. They don't take those boundaries. They're not of importance to others because we're not assertive. Now, I don't mean be mean or hateful, but you have to be assertive. What am I saying? Say what you mean what you say, and stick to it. Say what you mean what you say, and stick to it. Most aggressors look for easy targets, people that really try to manipulate others and get over on people. The reason why they do mainly is because they don't have boundaries. Anything goes, and I'm okay. It's okay. It's all right. No, it's not okay. And it's not all right. If someone borrows some money from you, then they should pay you back unless there's some way they can't. But they shouldn't be shopping and buying unnecessary things, and they owe you money because you need your money to pay your bills and do the things that you need to do. So you have to set a healthy boundary like, okay, so if I let you borrow this money, I need this money back by this date. You don't have to tell your business, but look, my rent, mortgage, whatever is due by this date. So I need this money back. When you set those boundaries, people will take you serious, and more than likely, they'll have that money back to you in a timely manner. But if you do not set boundaries and you're not assertive, you're not specific, then most of the time, then they'll just do other things because you're not saying anything about it and you look like it's okay. But in actuality, it's really not okay because you need your money. It's okay to say what you mean and mean what you say. How do I set boundaries? Well, I'm glad you asked. Acknowledge what you want to see. I don't want to be treated this way. I don't want to see you using my things as your own, or borrowing my stuff and not giving it back, or taking my things out of my room without my permission. I'm uncomfortable when. Those are things, you have to acknowledge what you see. I see you treating me this way and I don't like it. I see you talking to me. I hear you talking to me this way and I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with you just speaking to me any type of way that you feel like it, raising your voice at me. One of the things, I always use myself for example, one of the things with my husband and I, when we first got married, I explained to him, I do not like people putting their finger in my face. My best friends and friends know that. And I don't like you raising your voice. Now, we both had to work on that because I'm saying don't raise your voice and I'm raising my voice. So it's like, okay, well, you said you don't want that, so why are you doing that to me? So when you set boundaries, you have to understand that the boundaries that you set, if another person has boundaries, you have to be okay with their boundaries as well, and you have to adapt to their. It's a two-way street. You have to adapt to their boundaries also. Address the behavior as it comes. Don't wait. Don't let it build up, because when you let it build up, it can get really bad and you can explode, and you can ruin a really good friendship, relationship, family ship, because you didn't say it on the front end. Don't wait too long. When you set your boundaries, express it on the front end. Another thing is share how those behaviors make you feel. I think I touched that a little bit, but share how it makes you feel. Some people have past issues and trauma that they're dealing with and healing from. So some things can become triggers. So if the last person mistreated you or spoke to you in some type of way that you're not okay with, you need to say that, because if not, you're going to be treating them like they're the same person. So you're going to be reacting the same way that you reacted with the first person that treated you that way, because you did not heal. Sometimes people do things and it makes you feel attacked because the last person attacked you in that way. So share how it makes you feel. Share what you want to see in the future. From now on, I would expect or ask you not to. Like I said before, don't be mean, don't be hateful. You can sit down and have a very casual conversation, cordial conversation with a person, and let them know, this is what I'm expecting from our friendship, from our relationship. This is what I'm expecting from you, and allow them to say what they're expecting from you as well. If you need, state what you need to say and stand on it. Don't back down. Don't change your mind. If you know it's for your good and your best interest, then you have to stick to it. And then just let them know, if this doesn't happen, then we can't hang out. If this doesn't happen, then we can't be friends. If this doesn't follow through this way, then there are consequences, because at the end of the day, no one wants to be miserable. No one wants to be overlooked. No one wants to be misunderstood, mistreated, and all those things come into play when people don't respect your boundaries. And if you have to repeat the process, repeat it. Sometimes it takes people a while to get it because they're used to doing things a certain way. They're used to handling people a certain way, but you don't have to fit in with everybody else. You will not handle me this way, because you have to know your worth, know who you are, and you should expect more and expect better for yourself. So the main thing is set your boundaries and follow through with the boundaries that you have set. Once again, follow through with the healthy boundaries that you have set. I'm Pastor Tammy. Thank you again for joining me on the Loving Yourself podcast. You can find me on any podcast outlet every Monday. So thank you again. God bless you. And listen, you matter.